Welcome back to the season finale of season 1 of this Leeds United career mode here, obviously with Leeds, where we sit 13th in the league. And after last episode where we picked up a perfect 9 for 9 points in our 3 games against Nottingham Forest, Fulham, and Brighton. A last minute winner against Fulham last episode as well, literally last game of the day. That leaps us over them. They didn't have the game in hand in which they lost, so we are now above them. We have here to wrap up the season, we have West Ham United, we have Crystal Palace, Southampton, and then Tottenham on the final game day. We are all but safe from relegation, so that's a 10 million bonus that I'm going to go ahead and get myself. And then if we finish with their 9th, 10th, or 11th, that's an extra 5 million, and that for sure should be good enough to at least get us Weston McKennie, who I want to bring in no matter what. I want him in next season for sure. Man City are looking like they're going to win the league. They're 9 points ahead of Liverpool. Man United are sitting in 3rd with Tottenham and Arsenal and Chelsea and Aston Villa all battling it out for a top 4 spot. And I guess you could include Leicester City maybe because they get 55 with that game in hand against Spurs. Aston Villa kind of look like the best. They have 2 games in hand against Spurs, in which they're only 3 points behind them. The Arsenal have Liverpool as well. Let's get into it. We're going to play at least these next 3 games. This is a big game against West Ham. Let's get into it.
Good work from the Hammers.
Benrahma, Scamacca, Bowen. 1-0 for West Ham. Benrahma. It's 2-0 for West Ham. Declan Rice, if they make it 3, I'm going to just quick sim. Tyrone Mings, how has that gone through? How? How does this go through? Declan Rice did well. Tyrone Mings did well to stop it. It just falls into the path of Scamacca. Oh, that's unfortunate. It's a 3-0. I'm going to go ahead and quick sim it. I mean, I'm never coming back from that. It's a 3-1. How does Rutter? Oh, Rutter always finds a way to score. Brentford beat Man United? What the fuck? Watch them score now. Tyrone Mings should win that header. He does, and that's that. See, like, let me play that counterattack. Like, just let me play that. And 35 minutes in a counterattack like this, where my whole defense is already back, is just like unrealistic. And Crystal Palace will have the lead though. It's Zaha who scores. Corner kick for Leeds now. Won the second half already somehow. How there's only one or two attacks that's decent enough for me to play. Rutter should win a header. He does. It's out for a goal kick. And Leeds United attacks 65 minutes in, a chance to equalize. It's Rutter who has the ball. Rutter, that's an awful ball for Francisco. Crystal Palace is going to win this game. They're going to win this game. It's Edward. Edward into Zaha to double his goal sheet. Nope. Let me play. Let me play. The United counterattack. Last one in the game for sure. 89 minutes in, it's Weston McKennie. He'll play it out wide to Nanto. Nanto into Harrison. Why is Harrison on the field? He plays into Weston McKennie. Weston McKennie should have shot it himself. I'm a fucking idiot. Why is Sinister on the field? What's happening? We lose 1-0. We might have to win these last 2 games. And with 2 games left to go, we are confirmed safe. We are 9 points ahead of Bournemouth. They can only get 6 points, so they can only get 38. Nottingham Forest, Brighton, Bournemouth are all in it. Southampton technically could get out of it. They would need Brighton to lose both of their games as well as Bournemouth and, I guess, Nottingham Forest. And the goal difference we have to get a little bit better. As far as getting into that 9th, 10th, 11th spot, we are 7 points off of that. So we cannot get that. So honestly, there's no point of me playing these last games. So I'm just going to go ahead and simulate through them. And just let it play out. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all there is to it. Alcaraz scores the go-ahead goal in the 53rd minute for Southampton. We're down 1-0.
So the ball rolling again.
Weston McKennie levels it. 76 minutes in. It's 1-1. And Alcaraz scores his second and makes it 2-1. And it will be a 2-1 loss here against Southampton. We're 0 for 3 in this episode. Not the best ending. Not the best ending to the season at all. But I mean, we're safe anyway. So it is what it is. Of the season, Brendan Aronson, Francisco Consejo, McKinney, Gallagher, Malacia, Mings, Gomez, Christensen, and Mesley in net against Tottenham, who I'm pretty sure are battling for a top 4 spot. So this will be interesting to watch out. And Heung-min Son scores the first goal of the game in the 70th minute, I guess 69th minute for Tottenham. It's 1-0. And Heung-min Son scores to make it 2-0. And I will just jump in just to say I at least played this game a little bit. Say goodbye to the fans for the season, as corny as that sounds. Malacia saying goodbye to him. McKinney possibly saying goodbye. Gallagher, who stepped in for Tyler Adams, to say goodbye to him. It's been a somewhat on and off season, a fantastic kind of end to the season besides today's episode where we go 0 for 4 in the far as the league, but thankfully we are safe nonetheless. We get an extra 10 million into our budget, which should bring us up to 38 million, which means we can do one thing and one thing only. We're spending 35 million on him to bring him back to the club on a permanent deal. He is on currently 90K. I will just straight off offer that, see what they say. They should accept it. I could probably went lower as well, but Weston McKennie will join the squad. I had to actually release him from loan to buy him, so he is back in the club next season, and he will be part of our main dealership with Tyler Adams when he comes back from injury as well. Now that doesn't count towards one of the 6 signings I'm gonna limit to myself, and honestly I might take rid of that limit as well. But as far as our top goal scorer, it is in fact Georgina Rutter, who had 23 goals, 22 in the Premier League. Brendan Aronson has 6, Sinisterra has 6. Weston McKennie had, I think, ended up having around 11 or 12 goals as well, but obviously he's no longer part of the team. Daniel James, 22 games on loan at Fulham, and he only had 2 goals. Our loan is Yordo, who's now at 65. He grows. Some of these players that you see here, I'm going to end up selling next season. Gerlhart, I'm selling. Shackleton, I'm selling. Daniel James, I'll probably end up selling. Lorente, I'll probably end up selling. Meslier can stay. Gomez can stay. Firpo, I might sell. He might want to be sold. Malacia, actually, Firpo might have to stay. Malacia, he is going back to Man United. We won't have him. Ben Seguer, he has a +2. Tyler Adams should be back and fit for next season. Gallagher, he did well enough for us coming in to replace Tyler Adams when he got hurt in January. That was actually kind of perfect timing for that to happen. Rutter, best player of the season so far, as well as Nanta, who stepped up big. Christensen, who kind of stepped up big towards the end of the season. Sinisterra, absolutely awful, and I mean awful. I will see y'all next episode with the start of season 2. Go ahead and leave a like and a drop a comment of some challenges y'all want me to do. I'll bring them back at the start of season 2, as long as I don't start recording this by the time it comes out. Until then, live, like, subscribe, and peace out.